Morning, guys. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing, brother? Mike, how are you? Gee, you guys haven't seen much around of me because I'm working on a problem I have, okay? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It might be a while before you guys see me around. I want to make sure I got my shit together. Just, I've been retired and I kind of just fucking went a little fucking run amok. I'm down here on the Columbia and the wind's just blowing to beat hell. I've kind of got a little bit of windbreak here from the bridge, but I'm just kind of tossing a fly out here with the bung on it and just letting the current carry it because I got about 3 feet of water right here, and then it just drops off to, I don't know, it looks like probably 12, 15 feet. So it's a nice hole right in front of me. If my line cooperates. Mike Kersey, how's it going? Rohit, welcome. So I'm in central Washington and we're fishing on the Columbia River and we're in a state park. And I got a fly on right now. I'm going to try a couple different flies. If I don't get anything with the fly, then I brought some little crappie jigs, and they work for crappie, bluegill, sunfish. So I'll try them if the fly doesn't work. No, not Washington D.C. Washington State. Yes, in the USA. Peter, what's going on, brother? I came out here because it rained last night. It's supposed to rain most of the day today, and I thought it'd be good fishing. And I came down here. Yeah, we don't do politics here, Rohit. This is just strictly fishing, bro. Yeah, and I get it. The whole fucking world's pissed off at us. Is what it is. Thank you, G2K. You don't know how much that fucking means to me, bro. Thank you, Skeeter. You guys are awesome, man. What a great community this is. I appreciate that so much, G2K. Thank you. Oh yeah, current's carrying that baby out there now. I can't, I can't cast in these winds. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. You can see those cypress trees behind me they're doing pretty good, aren't they? I got a little bit of a windbreak right here in this corner with this bridge behind me. What the hell was that? Come on, baby, get out there. Like I say, if this fly doesn't do any good, I'm gonna put a crappie jig on. I've got a couple that work good for crappie, bluegill, and smallmouth. Yeah, the fishing. Row it. You know what? Let's see here. I'm going to. There you go, bro. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize. I mean, you look at what we had and what we have now. There's no comparison, and that's all I got to say about that. You know what I'm talking about, G. And Skeeter, thank you guys, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I agree, man. Oh yeah, so right now my bobber's out there in the deep water, and I'm liking that. There is a sandbar over there. It's probably about 10 feet on that side of my bung. Oh, Aaron, this is Skeeter Aaron. Um, I don't know if you can remove G2K, because G2K is a moderator too, and I'm not going for monetary. I'm not trying to get monetized or nothing, bro. So, you know, if you guys, if somebody uses an F-bomb, yeah, I don't plan on getting monetized, Skeeter. So you guys can say anything you want here, as long as it's not political or religious. But yeah, my channel's never going to get monetized. I don't even think I want to, because I don't have the time to put into a channel, and it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, and you know, you got to watch your P's and Q's and all that kind of crap. And I just want to have some fun, you know, and come out here and share my fishing. Where's my indicator at? I guess I should be paying it out. Oh man, it was totally buried underwater. There it goes again. Okay, I got to pay attention here. Something's messing with that. It went completely underwater twice, unless it's hanging on that sandbar. It might be. Hopefully it's just kind of bouncing down the side of that sandbar. Wow, that's the first time I've ever had anybody come on my channel and diss me on smoking. Yeah, Charlie. I know, Skeeter. It's all good, brother. It's just I give up on and trying to be monetized, and I got hammered. I took a whole bunch of my gun videos down on you know, my contemporary guns, not my muzzle loaders. You know, they're not going to mess with me about those, but I took a bunch of my gun videos down, and then they hit me on some of my survival kit stuff, and you know what, I changed my name. I got rid of the prepper because I thought that might be a red flag, and I just said, you know what, after I took a whole bunch of videos down, I kicked myself in the ass, and they still are you know, trying to stuff me. So I said, hell with it, man. Mary Jane Doe, how's it going? Yeah, your channel's doing good, G. Good to see you, Mary Jane Doe. Okay, there it is. I was like, what, is it buried again? I think it's bouncing along that sandbar. I'm gonna pay out some more line here though. I'm gonna let that sucker get way out there before I work it back in. And the reason I'm not trout fishing today is because the water temperature is just up there on those little lakes and streams that I was fishing. I mean, it's almost 70 degrees. Hey, Grizzly Warrior, what's going on? Good to see you. Crazy K, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna need it. In fact, I want to do a quick check and see what the water temperature is here. we went high tech. So let's see what we got for water temperature reading. Yeah. And this is almost unheard of in the Columbia River. 67.5 degrees. That's why I'm going for trout. I'm going for panfish and not trout fishing. Yeah, this is my second fly, and I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna put a crappie jig on here in a minute. Try for some crappie or some smallmouth. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think you guys from India understand. We're not doing fucking excuse me. I'm not getting angry. I'm not doing this on my channel, okay? This is a fishing channel. I don't care about your political views. I don't care about the tariffs. Okay, I got it. Orange man bad. I voted for Orange guy, and I'll do it. I did 3 times, and if he ran a 4th time, I'd vote for him again. That's where I stand on it. I don't want to talk politics. Yeah, you know, and I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Thank you, Crazy K. Yeah, you moderators, man, when you see that shit come up on my fishing channel, axe them. You know, you don't, and I don't even care if you block them. I mean, it's just, especially if they're just consistent and they're so thick-headed they're not even listening. Yeah, fishing. Yep. Yep. Yeah, some guys, they don't want you to block, but if they're just consistent and they're from a foreign country and they just want to come and talk smack on my country, I'm not going to talk smack on India, and I got a lot of things to talk about with India. But we're not going to do that. This is fishing. You guys can talk about anything you want to talk about. Weed, just no politics, no religion. Photos, what's going on? Hey, Skeeter, thanks for stopping by, brother. You're welcome anytime, man. All you guys are welcome, as long as we ain't talking politics. I know. And I see them on some of my friends' channels, and they just spam the living shit out of their streams, and it's just like, man, I don't like that. Be respectful. You know, and sometimes I'll see myself in a stream commenting too much, and I'll step out so somebody else can get a word in edgewise, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna let that fly bounce around out there a little bit before I put a jig on. A lot of people are, especially hardcore avid fly fishermen, when they see me tie a crappie jig on there, I'm sure I'm gonna get some hell for that, but that's okay. Thanks, Skeeter. Oh, and I just got an alert for NJ Fishing. Well, then you ought to get you a pole and go out and do it, Mary Jane. It is so relaxing. It rained all night, and it would be awesome fishing weather right now. It's supposed to rain periodically out through the day, and that's why I came out. I thought, oh, right on. We haven't had rain in a long time here in Wenatchee. So I got up, drove down here early this morning, and then the wind is just howling. But at this particular spot on the river, it's always windy here. I've actually moored my sailboat about 150 yards from here. There's a big dock over there, and we spent a couple days on the Columbia sailing. And I mean, at night, it was like gale force winds every night. Fishing is addictive. Cohen Peters, how's it going? Now Cohen, are you in Norway or are you in the Netherlands? No, I'm not in New Jersey. I just got an alert from New Jersey Fishing, and he's got a really hot channel. You should go check him out. And Skeeter in here too. You should go check out Skeeter's channel. Their channels are a lot different than mine. They actually will have fish to show you. I've got 100 hours, over 100 hours of streaming, and I've got one 14-inch sucker, and I got another northern pike minnow that was probably about 13 inches long, and I caught one trout. Oh, you're in Belgium, okay. Oh, you're in an amusement park in the Netherlands, nice. Skeeter, MVP, striper fishing on the Hudson. Oh, I bet that was exciting. I remember my dad used to fish stripers when I was a kid down in California. And I mean, the way my mom cooked them, I don't know how she did it. I was just a kid. But man, she sure did a good job. They were excellent eating. Anything is possible is another one. Fishing with Steve. Bingo, Skeeter. Yeah, all those are good channels. Go ahead and if you want to post any links, because I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Good to see you, Steven. But yeah, if you guys want to post any of your channel links, or Skeeter, you know everybody in the community, if you want to post any of their links, you guys go right ahead, man. Feel free to. My channel is all about scooters. No, I didn't. You got it posted, though. I want to watch it because you went steelhead fishing, didn't you, G? Yes, Ashley B. Yep, absolutely. Awesome channels. If you guys want to post any of those channels, feel free to. You want to post any of your links on any of your latest videos or shorts or anything, my channel's all about, it's a helper channel, and that's all I'm going to be. You know, I don't care if I get monetized. I don't even think I want it now. It's just such a grief. Thank you, Mary Jane. You guys are moving kind of fast here. Below the dam, okay. Skeeter and Aaron, I think once you guys got to know each other, you guys are really going to like each other. I really think so. I think I might be hanging on that bar. Drift back out. Hey Todd, what's going on? Are you a fisherman, sir? Oh, I know you guys ain't got no problem, but I think you guys are really going to hit it off good. Yeah, you know, I think that's the first time I've ever had a troll, and it's funny that it's from India. My wife, about 2 months ago, had her credit card jeopardized, and it was some outfit in India. So she had to do three different, well, her debit card and two credit cards. We hardly ever use them. You know, one's an Amazon card, but we hardly ever use them. And when we do, we pay them off at the end of the month. You're stealth camping tonight? Hey, Cindy, what's going on? Yes, I've been fishing all my life. 65 now. I'm 63, Todd. We're going to hook you up, brother, so you can get connected with everybody here. I'm 63 now. I retired February 20th was my last day. Right on, buddy. I'll come check that out, Skeeter. Good to see you, Cindy. Thanks for stopping by. I know. I see. What's funny is there's this Russian dude, and his parents got ripped off by some scam going on in India. And this guy's a computer software designer, and he got into hacking, and then he got back out of it. And shortly after he got back out of it, then his parents got ripped off by that firm in India. This guy goes in, I don't know how he does it, but he goes into their computers and he takes all their video cameras and everything and gets it pointing all on them, and then he dominates their screens and tells them why he's doing it, and then he crashes all their computers. I don't know how the dude does it, but he makes videos of it, and man, it is so awesome to watch. And they know, you can see the fear and panic in their eyes, man. This Russian dude, he's relentless though, man. He brings them down. I see we got U.S. Army veterans. Awesome. Awesome, Skeeter. I'm not retired Navy, but I did a 4-year hitch. Yeah, if I can get my big head out of the way. See those cypress trees back there. Wind's blowing on them. Okay, I got to pull the fly in. I think it's time to put a jig on. I've only been here 25 minutes. If I pull it this way. See, that's what you gotta watch for. Not a big fan of the rocks, but you can have everything. Yeah, I'm gonna put a crappie jig on you guys. Man, I hate being down on these rocks, but I don't really have a choice, so I don't want to be out in the wind. Come on, baby. Caught up here on chat. Hey, Try, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I'm not going to get a trout here. I mean, I could, but I doubt it. Appreciate you stopping back by, Try. No, they don't, do they, Todd? I sure enjoy watching that. So I took a water temperature reading, and it's, let's see here. Yeah, 67, oh, just over 67 degrees. That's why it ain't no good trout fishing, you know, and it's just the start of the sockeye run up here. I mean, they've been running in the Columbia for a while, but it's just the small fish are showing up right now. But let's see, probably into August, you'll start seeing the big fish. Let's put a crappie jig on it. If the wind had died down, it'd be awesome, but you guys can probably hear the waves hitting the rocks behind you. All right, Crazy K, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, NJ's channel, man, his chats are just ripping. And this guy, he's tagging like anywhere from 300 to 500 views. I mean, my hat's off to the man. He's got it going on. But I seen one, he caught, I think it was just over 40-pound carp. I mean, he catches some nice fish. So does Skeeter, though. Mr. and Mrs. Skeeter catch a lot of fish, too. Yeah, I'm not going to try any more flies. I'm going straight to jigs. Maybe I can catch me a smallmouth or something. I should have brought a pole and had me some bait in on the bottom. But the problem with that is this lagoon right here is just infested with bullheads. And if you're not just sitting there watching the end of that pole when them bullheads hit, 75% of the time they swallow it. So, and you know, I don't like dealing with that stuff. I'm a catch and release guy. Nobody's going to remove nobody's comments unless they're talking politics or religion, bro. It's all good, man. Yeah, see, that's what the salmon are coming up from the Pacific Ocean up the Columbia River, and then they get up in these areas, and then there's the Methow River, there's the Aniat River, there's a whole bunch of rivers and creeks that they spin off on and go do their thing. Pashashin Creek up where I live, in Ingalls Creek, there used to be a sockeye run there. But when they redid the Blewett Pass back in the 50s, they didn't time it, and they wiped out the whole run. And since then, there's never been a sockeye in that drainage again. The only thing in there now is steelhead. That's it, and it's all closed waters. It's all good, brother. Let's put on a jig. So this is the ones that I found up in Ione when I went crappie fish, or crappie fishing, and there was 3 of them brand new in a packet, and I was throwing all these different jigs out, not getting nothing. I found these brand new in the packet right at my feet, put one on, and I think the first day I caught around 40 crappie, but only 5 of them were keeper size. Me, it's 10 inches and over on a crappie. And then the next day it wasn't as good. It was real calm, the water was flat, and I probably only caught about 10, and only 2 were keepers out of that bunch. But it was all on that little green jig. So we're gonna put it on. And I know bluegill will hit it, and I know smallmouth will hit it too. And there's supposed to be both of them in here, so we're gonna find out. Hopefully this is a game changer. Steelhead can do it twice? You gotta be kidding me, gee, I did not know that. And me personally, as far as table fare, I prefer steelhead over salmon. That's just me, though. What did I do with my peppers? There they are. I mean, I just finished off 4 fresh fillets of sockeye my neighbor gave me, and I gotta say, it was good, really good. But the steelhead I had a month before that was far better. And I don't know what it is about this steelhead that, and it was Wild Pacific steelhead my wife bought, and it reminded me of Copper River salmon because it had the big fat veins between the flakes of meat, just like a Copper River salmon. And I mean, it was just so rich and buttery tasting, and I can't even hardly explain it. It's the best steelhead I ever ate in my life. And so we wound up buying, she bought 2 fillets to start with, and I think she bought 8 or 10 more. They were really good. Can't get much of a cast here. That's the part that sucks. One pump of milfoil there. Of course, I got hooked up with that. Oh, it's coming in. I see it now. Bunch of seaweed coming in. Okay, we'll just let that drift out a bit. And I'll just keep feeding slack. Let the current get it carried out there. Whoops. What did I miss here? Yeah, YouTube's been doing that a lot. Sorry about that. Yep. And man, I haven't had striper in so many years, Todd. I know Cindy has an allergic reaction. Well, thanks for stopping by, G2K. I appreciate you, brother. Glenn. Hey, Glenn, what's going on, buddy? I missed you, man. Sorry about that. There he is. Brother Matty. Yeah, I changed my name to Jack the Flipper. And my wife and the ladies that she's a caregiver for that watch my channel too, they hated Jack the Flipper. So I switched it to just Jack Black. Hey, Subby. Glad you stopped in. Hey, Travis. Oh, Marines and Army Mom. We got to hook you up, lady. Give you a wrench. Travels with Travis. Are you a fisherman, sir? I think I see a fishing pole on that avatar. How you doing, Subby? Good to see you, Army Mom. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, I'm going to check you out here real quick. I'll hook you up too so you guys can all connect. California Dreamin', how you doing? Know you from many channels. I won't. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people still know me as KY. All right, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you, brother. Yep. I seen California Dreamin'. Hey, Real Life, what's up, man? You're welcome, Subby. Anytime, man. Okay, I gotta pay a little more slack here. Getting in the current, right where I wanted it. Yeah, I tried to get out of the wind and came down here by this bridge. It's an excellent windbreak, but I can't get a back cast. I got to just kind of keep playing out slack and letting it just ride out in the current. Thanks for stopping by, Maddie. You're still at work. I know you are, brother. Keep this in my hand. Yeah, you guys all get connected, and any of you guys that are in here, you got a wrench, feel free to post any of your latest videos, drop a link, any other channels that you know that are in the community. You guys feel free to do that, your own links. Thanks, California Dreamin', I appreciate it. I'm using a fly rod with the bung you would use for fly fishing, but I've got a crappie jig on it because I tried 3 flies and nothing, and I've never had luck with flies here. I got on an egg fly one time, I got one little bump. But me and my dad came up here fishing one time, And we fished all night, and because there are channel cats in here, but all we caught was a pile of bullheads. And like I said, probably 80% of them swallowed them. And luckily I had some real long needle nose pliers, but I'll bet half of those fish probably didn't make it. But I'm not going to eat bullheads. They're just so muddy tasting, and I'm not going to take the time to try to purge them out, because they're still, out of all the catfish, they're probably the bottom of the barrel. Just let that bounce around a little bit out there. I don't know, man. If I get a strike, I want to have a hold of this sucker, because it's in the sweet spot right now. Probably about, I'd say at least 15, 16 feet of water. Yes, check out G2K's book, Break the Silence. It's awesome. I think you can get it on Amazon. Yep, there it is right there. You guys definitely want it. It is a life-changing book. It truly is. There's so much ripples on the surface that I think it's working that jig perfect. So I'm just going to let her rock. Besides, I'm having more fun on the chat anyway. I still haven't caught a fly or a fish on my new fly rod. The one trout I caught this year was on a spinner that I had a bubble, and I was dragging a fly. But that's why I quit bringing my spinning rods all together. I just get too lazy. Just any excuse I could use to not use my fly rod I was using. So I said, okay, not bringing this shit no more. So now I'm just fly fishing. Are you working on a second book? That's awesome, G2K. Good to see that, brother. Yes. And any of these links that Cindy's posting. But I highly recommend checking out that book and checking out G2K's channel. You know, he does a lot of awareness on child abuse and pedophilia that you know, a lot of us don't even hear about or know about. And he has a community of several channels that are on his channel that do the same thing, and investigative stories. It's really interesting stuff, and it's also enlightening, and for a lot of people it's a release, just talking about it with other people that have experienced the same thing. Yes, we can't forget about No Fucks, No Frills, No Mercy. Maddie, he ties flies. He's the one that got me back into fly fishing. And I hadn't fly fished since I was, I don't know, 12, 13 years old. And my uncle was an avid fly fisherman. Every day he was retired, and he tied flies, so he'd fish from 5 o'clock in the morning till usually 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Come home and eat, and then he'd do a few chores, and then he would start tying flies about 5, 6 o'clock at night. And I just remember so many times he got me an old fly rod, but I never could get it mastered. So he just had me using my spinner with a fly bubble dragging it, and I caught a fish every once in a while, but he was catching like 20 and 30 pound salmon. I mean, fishing the Mad River, the Eel River down in Northern California. This was right at Fortuna, California. And he had just caught massive salmon. And I mean, he caught a fish every day, usually a few of them. And most of the time he released. But if you caught a really, really nice fresh one, which most of them were, I mean, Fortuna, you're probably only talking 15 miles from the ocean, 10, 15 miles from the ocean. So they were really fresh. Yeah, good going, Aaron. Yeah, that book of G2Ks, you guys want to check that out. Thank you, Cindy. You're awesome, Cindy. What happened in it, as it carries out, it'll start moving that direction, and it starts getting on that sandbar. So I put a big loop in it, pull it this way, and it seems to be pulling it loose, and then it'll move another 5, 6 feet. But I should be getting past the end of that sandbar pretty quick, and I'll know when my bung starts heading that way, because I've got about 2.5, 3 feet of leader between my jig and my seagull. Is that a seagull? Yep, that's a seagull. I thought it was an osprey, but no, it's a seagull. So yeah, I'll know when I clear the end of that bar when that bung takes off that direction. It's funny, we have seagulls here. It is a life changer. Hey, photos. Yeah, if I get my big head out of the way, you guys can see it. Turn this mount a little bit here so you guys can see a little more. Wrong way. What part of Northern California are you in? California Dreaming, if you don't mind me asking. You don't have to say, I get it. Are you anywhere near Humboldt County? That's where we spent most of our time, was Humboldt County and Trinity County. And then we did a little job in Mendocino County also. Thanks, G2K. Appreciate you, brother. Oh, just out of Reno. Oh, you guys are up that way. Aha. I love that area. We did a little job out of in Sonora, California, at a lime plant. I really enjoyed that area there. But we drove up toward Donner Pass, and it was a little late in the year, and it started snowing, and my buddy's like, hey, let's keep going. And I was in a 69 Riviera with street tires 50s, and I was like, no way, dude. I You have no idea. He was from I can't remember, I think he was from Montana. But I said, you don't mess around on Donner Pass, man. We're getting the F out of here right now. And I turned around as soon as it started snowing. And by the time we got back down to, I can't remember this little town, it was basically a couple gas stations, a convenience store, and a couple little motels. And there was already 8 inches of snow on the ground. And I was lucky we made it out of there. Oh, Lake Tahoe. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Lake Tahoe is, correct me if I'm wrong, Glenn, the second deepest lake on the North American hemisphere. The deepest is Crater Lake in Oregon, and the third deepest is Chelan, Lake Chelan, right here, probably 20 miles that way from here. And it's the third deepest. It's over 1,000 feet deep. But I know Lake Tahoe and Crater Lake are way deeper. Yeah. Barbara Thornton, good morning. Let's go back and make sure I didn't miss nobody here. Okay, I didn't. All right. How you doing, Barbara? Thanks for stopping in. Let that sucker pay is out there now. I'm probably maybe 40 yards out there. I'm gonna let it get way out there though before I start working it in. Thanks, Subby. Loon Lake, we got a Loon Lake up by Spokane, Washington. That's good fishing. Thank you guys, I appreciate you. Cindy, do you know Barbara Thornton? Yes, current's taking it out. I just keep feeding it out and pulling it back this way, and it keeps my line from going over into that sandbar. So I'm gonna work this way out there, 60 yards, and then I'll go over here a little bit and pull it this way because there's a huge hole right here in front of me. It's well over 15 feet deep, and it drops off about 10 feet, 12 feet in front of me. It just dives. Yeah, it's too windy for me to get a back cast, and I'm too confined in this area. This bridge is like, the footing is like 4 feet away, and then I've got a bridge. The rest of the bridge is probably, I don't know, 10, 11 feet over my head. So I'm just kind of doing a little side pitch and then just playing it out. And I took my fly off because I'm not having any luck with flies. Water temperature is 67 degrees. So I went to a little crappie jig, and I threw it on and see what happens with the crappie jig. Because I know there's crappie, bluegill, and smallmouth bass in here. And this is just a lagoon off the Columbia River. It's got an inlet here, and on the other end it's got an outlet. Seattle, huh? Hey, Dorothy, what's going on? Okay, if you've seen her around, we're going to give you a wrench, Barbara, so you can connect with everyone. Good to see you, Dorothy. So I'm using an uh, 8.5 foot. Yeah, there's an osprey. 8.5 foot 4 weight rod and a 3/4 reel. Um, the reason I got this rod was it was kind of dumb luck. I went for the cheapest thing I could find because I didn't know if I was ever going to really love this sport. But I'm going to buy another fly rod now. So I got this. I got this little 8.5 foot 4 weight, and it's not really. You're not going to pitch out there, you know, 50, 60 feet with this thing. It's just, but it's good for the little creeks and rivers, and because it's real brushy. So it's perfect for that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a 10 foot 8 weight, um, and with a bigger reel, and I'll be able to really pitch it out there when I'm fishing on the lakes and in the big water on the river where I got places I can throw it. Get my back cast and everything. Yeah, I can't let it get too far out there because if it gets any further out there, I'm not going to be able to see that strike indicator. Yeah, everybody, you guys all want to connect. Everybody's wrench, you guys can connect real easy now. You know what? I miss fishing with my grandpa too down there in the Central Valley in California, and that's what he used for catfish bait, and we would slaughter the catfish, and we pretty much ate everything we caught. Yeah, if it gets any further out there, I'm not going to even be able to see that thing. So, yeah, yeah, Cindy knows what she's talking about. Cindy's helped my channel a lot, and Cindy's also helped me with a problem I'm having. That she's awesome. That she's there for me when I need her, and I can't thank you enough, Cindy. That first 5 days, man, whew, that was tough. But day 9 now, and I'm feeling pretty good. All right, brother. Thanks, Maddie. Right on, California Dreaming. I had a I had an uncle that was in the army. Uh, two grandpas that were Navy. I got a nephew, Air Force, Special Forces. Yeah, he did uh, two tours in Iraq and one in Afghanistan. He got into the Sears, and then I think Alphabet Boy. Thank you, Cindy. I so appreciate you. And that's the weird thing is how I even found this. I was not even aware of a fishing community. All these different communities, and I just clicked. I was just death scrolling, and I clicked on this one channel. A guy in England, and it just opened the door. Now I know people connected with people from all over the world, and it's just a super awesome thing. Cindy's from, I think, where is it? You live right around Peoria, South Africa. Yeah, I was Navy, but I was an aviation machinist mechanic, worked on jet engines. You ever notice on Stolen Valor, nobody ever says they were a cook or or a mechanic or you know, I drove a Jeep for brass. You know, everybody was always special forces, mainly Navy SEALs. Um, I heard a guy telling a story one time, and it was like a flashback to that Steven Seagal movie where he was a cook on the carrier or submarine or something, and he was a kind of an undercover SEALs dude. And this was the story that this dude is telling at this party. And I looked at my wife and I said, "We're leaving right now." And there was actually people standing around listening to this story. John Lacombe, what's going on? Yes, thanks to all of our military vets. I had an uncle that was in World War II. Yep, he landed in Normandy and went all the way to Berlin. He was wounded. He was a medic, and he was wounded 11 times. I think he had 7 or 8 Purple Hearts. Oh yeah, leave that sucker right there. Oh, and here comes the wind. They're gonna get even worse now. It's going all right. I'm out here. I'm enjoying myself, but man, it is so windy, bud. Um, I tried a few flies while I was coming up this side because there's a couple spots where you got a little bit of a wind break, but the wind wasn't blowing as hard as it's blowing now, and nothing. So I came up here, tried to fly, nothing, and I checked the water temperature. It's over 67 degrees, so I just said hell with it. I put a crappie jig on and I'm just letting it bounce around out there. Freaking out there for a minute. Yeah, I put that big loop in it over here, and then the current catches it and then pulls my bung and my jig back away from that sandbar, which I'm passing into that sandbar now. Yeah, I thought we'd go for some bluegill. I know it, 67th bathwater, isn't that's why the trout fishing has gone to shit. Yeah, I want to say thanks to all our veterans too. 33 years career man in the Navy, huh? I only did 4. I actually only did 3.5. I took an early out. Yeah, my old man, I found out I couldn't get an AMP license so I could go work on commercial stuff like Boeing over in Seattle in my home state. Well, my recruiter helped me figure out my whole career. Okay, 4 years, you AMP license, blah blah blah. You go back to Seattle, get on with Boeing. They'll hire you in a heartbeat. This and that. talk to my executive officer about getting my AMP license before I got out. And he goes, well, how long you been in? I told him. He's like, you can't get an AMP license in 4 years. You have to come in for 6 years. Would you like to re-enlist? No. So as soon as I got out of the Navy, I went right back to welding and construction. And at the time it was booming, so everything worked out good. Wow, that's wild, John. Wow, that's wild, dude. That was, yeah, that was a gauntlet there, man. I watched a lot of documentaries on that stuff. Pretty intense. Yep. Yep, those are the ones they wanted to sink. Main girl, what's going on? Glad you stopped in. There you go. Appreciate you. I know everybody in here knows Main Girl. Wow, that's cool, Marines and Army Mom. Wow. Thank your family for their service. You're welcome. God damn, I think I got a fish. Shit. Had a fish. Sitting here bullshitting, all of a sudden my pole went like that. I was like, I think the wind blew it off. And I looked at my line, my tip, I was like, I got a fish. It wasn't a very big one, but it's probably a bluegill. Tashi, how's it going? Good to see you, sweetheart. Thanks for stopping by. I got a clump of seaweed on there. Look at the size of this thing, huh? That right there is Asian milfoil. It's destroying the waterways in this state. This shit gets into a little lake. They will end up having to poison, kill the entire lake, and then wait a year or two before they restock it. Yeah, we definitely got some wind going on now, man. Oh, it's starting to rain, like they said. Over here. Whoops, caught up on this chat here. What I normally do is I forgot it, is I just cut out of one of my old socks. I cut about 4 inches of the toe off, and I rolled it up, and I slip it over the end of the phone, and it works. It eliminates the wind noise, about 90% of it. But I didn't bring that today. I better keep a hold of this sucker. Well, at least I had one on. It wasn't a very big one. I could tell it was probably a small bluegill or a sunfish, but hey, I had one on. Yeah, you can't watch the end of a fly rod when you're fishing like this in this wind, because that rod's just sitting there doing this, and I'm watching the strike indicator, and it's just kind of bouncing on the water. I agree, man, girl, 100%. Share Bear's here? Hey, Share Bear. What's going on? Thanks for coming in. Kingfisher. But he's not having too good a luck on this water. I see a pretty good sized stick floating down. I hope my line doesn't get hung up on that. So I've been here an hour and 21 minutes. On that damn stick. Let that stick get out of the way. Cool. Another seagull. So one thing I notice about these seagulls, they're not as noisy as those seagulls in the UK. Or I should say Scotland. You know what's the matter? You can just hear them seagulls out there just raising hell. Right on, California Dreaming. Yeah, I want to know too. I missed it too. What'd you win? You gotta be kidding me. 1.8 million on a lottery? Oh man. Yeah, I agree, California dreaming. Yeah, congratulations, Marines and Army mom. Wow, that is so sweet. 1.8 million, huh? Should just, pretty sure you could just easily, easily live off the interest on that. Yeah, yeah, John. If I would have won that while I was still working as a pipe fitter, I would have just kept working on it as a pipe fitter till it was all gone. Man, that water is just really rushing in here, big time. Man, it's windy. Cut him on chat. Man, that wind is just really picking up too. guys, I'm sure you can hear it, see the camera bouncing around. That's okay, as long as this current is working in my favor. I think I might be hung up on something. The water's so rough, it's hard to see. I just so want to catch a fish on this rod. I've yet to catch a fish on this thing. Let's see. So yeah, here's what it looks like 5 feet behind me. That's why I can't do a back cast. And then the wind is just really moving. current carry that sucker out. My fat chat froze up. I think it is froze up. Yeah, I don't know if I'm froze up or not. Cindy, would you just drop me a hi and see if my, a hello, to see if my chat's froze up? Let's see here. How do I do this? Nope. Yeah, I don't know how to get that sucker moving here. Chat's froze. Wonder how I get out of that. Let's see here.